Welcome back to Game Over Cancer. We're here all week raising money for the Canadian Cancer Society. This next game you're about to see is colorful and cheerful and has some lovely notes of nostalgia. Gamethymepodcast is running any percent normal. Game Time, show us this game. Introduce us to your commentator.
Hello, I'm Gamethymepodcast, also known as Veg on SRC, joined by the Pie Piper. They're going to be doing my commentary today. How's it going?
Hello everybody, lovely to be here. Excited to showcase this game with you. Game Time, really excited to see it and be able to show it off to everybody once again.
Absolutely, and I appreciate it so much you being here. I know it's very late for you, it's early for me, but never miss an opportunity to raise some money for cancer. So very excited, and without further ado, I'm pretty much ready to get started if everybody else is.
Ready.
All right. Before we start the timer and everything, I do want to go over the difficulties in the game. So we go to new game, and we have 4 different options. We have very easy, where you have 5 lives per stage with fewer enemies and traps. We have easy, where you have 3 lives per stage, meaning you can take damage, essentially. Normal, where you have endless lives, but it's a one-hit kill, basically. And then insane, you only have 7 lives to beat the game, and it's a one-hit kill. For marathon safety, we're going to be playing on normal. I do plan to die a few times. I'm committing to doing $2 per death for Game Over Cancer. If anybody wants to join me in that, feel free to. No pressure. I shouldn't die more than maybe 10 times. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But if anybody in chat wants to keep up with that, that would be super helpful. But without further ado, I'm ready to get started. And we can count it down in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Sweet. All right, welcome on in, everybody. This is as explained, this is a indie developed game, which is super awesome. It is highlighted on the pixel art. So right away, I want to draw your guys' attention to these backgrounds. They are gorgeous. They are pixel by pixel, click by click done. Together, they make up 1.25 million pixels, and just the backgrounds alone in this game took 4 years to make, which is absolutely incredible. So notice as they change, what we're going to be seeing Game Time go through in any percent run is the 52 base levels of the game, or the story levels, as we call them in the community, and it's going to be doing them as fast as possible, our favorite way to play any game. And we're going to see a few shortcuts like that one right there. So one of the things I do, that's your first death, so $2 down. Which, honestly, it's kind of sad to see you die, but it's for a great cause, so we can kind of celebrate them as well. But one of the cool things that I really appreciate the developer for this game has been continued support and updates. So last August, I want to say, they updated this game with patch 1.3, which introduced new shortcuts, and then also 24, I want to say, bonus levels. So we have a separate category for that, and so we'll see some of these shortcuts where we're kind of going through invisible walls. It's really cool. As Lucky said in the intro, that's really cool with this game is there's a lot of nostalgia and hints to that, so we'll be hitting on that later. What we just saw there is our first upgrade. It gives us our double jump. The nice thing about this game, I really like a lot of the logic in this game. So this makes sense, right? We're not jumping midair with magic or anything. We're a robot, and now we got little booster shoes, so we're able to do double jumps like that. We're currently playing a ZX, and we're just going through some trials. We're brandly new, born into the world. So the scientists, you can see them. Emily and Norbert are our guys down there on the bottom. You can see them just observing us, seeing how we're doing. And there's been some other creations before us. So what we have here, Game Time, if you want to read these, then I'll end it.
Yeah, so we got some humor in here. They're showing all the past inventions that are on display here. I'm trying to, why is it not letting me read them? Oh, it's right there, I see it. Okay, this is Mini Godzilla. It says, rather than completing assigned tasks, the robot found joy in seeking out tiny houses and obliterating them. This is Project T790. The robot had an insatiable wanderlust, particularly through time. Its displayed form remains uncertain, present, future, or past. Over here, we got Marvin B. No one managed to devise tests challenging enough for Marvin's intellect. The robot became depressed and asked to be turned off. Poor guy. And over here, my favorite, Invisible Bob. Assessing its programming proved impossible for observers. All testing tasks were executed invisibly.
Awesome. So we can see, right, notes to Mechagodzilla, Terminator, right? T790, not T800. So, you know, maybe if these scientists kept going on, we would see Skynet come alive. Maybe we're that one going on. So that was another shortcut that was added into 1.3. So we really appreciate the dev looking out for the speedrun community, because that level used to take us, I want to say it was like 20 seconds, just like waiting around, destroying these enemies. And now, when we don't, that's 2. When we don't, when we're not reading off, we can beat that level in, I think it's like 6 seconds now. So it's a 14-second time save, all just from the dev updating it for the speedrun community, which is super awesome. And then we had Marvin B, reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. One of my like really enjoyable, and then it's like the nod to the or a nod, that's number 3. Nod to like the movie take for it. So a really cool thing. And then still the humor with like Invisible Bob, we're looking at it. He was definitely in that container. I hope, chat, you guys can check out that VOD and verify with me that he was in there, right? So this is going to be about the end of our final trials, and what we're now introduced to in story is our main antagonist, Bad Bert. There's some talk, like, I don't know if that's his name that he came up with after he became evil, or if he was born and his parents named him Bad Bert, which just horrible naming scheme right there. But his goal is to take over the world. He used to work with Emily and Norbert, but he invented empathy blockers. So now he's this evil dude trying to take over. And so we introduced our first boss. This is a really cool boss. What we're going to be seeing Game Time do here is actually have the boss destroy itself. So as we can see right off the bat, we can see that's destroying those panels. And we're going to see Game Time try and get as close as possible to itself when it's jumping, which is actually going to allow us to save major time, because instead of only destroying 1 row per jump, it's now destroying 2. So we should be seeing this at about 32 seconds is that timer in the top right that we're going to be seeing for this level, which means that we did it perfectly. So right here when he falls down, wow, 3197. I think that's actually better than any of my ILs, so GG on that boss right there.
Hey, thank you.
All right, this is this game's broken into kind of 4 parts. So in our first part, we are in our test lab. What we did was we get our first upgrade on our test lab as well. So every 13 levels, what we're going to be seeing is we're going to be seeing our backgrounds change, the music change, kind of just like the vibe change. And then we'll see in between at the end of each 13 is like a boss or a special kind of level. And then we get an upgrade during every 13 levels. So this is our second upgrade. This is our dash ability. This is extremely important for us to speedrun, right? Because we gotta go fast, and there's no faster way than dashing. So we're gonna be seeing Game Time do a lot of cool stuff throughout this with the dash ability to be able to go through and do it. One of the things I'm gonna start explaining now, because we are gonna be doing another shortcut that's gonna skip about half of the level here shortly, is what I like to call haptic jumping. So haptic jumping, what it means is Game Time's playing right now on a Super Nintendo controller. That is number 4. And so what that happens is basically every time that he pushes jump, however long he holds the jump button for is how high we jump. So Ziek asks how high, and then we tell him how high to jump. And so you can do really small, like short jumps, or you can do really tall jumps, or what I like to call snoop jumps. And so those snoop jumps, what they're going to be used for is getting to areas that the dev didn't really expect us to get to. So we'll be seeing one of those come up here pretty soon, but we got a couple seconds if Lucky you want to put anything out.
Sure, yeah, just an update on our bid war right now. So we have this bid war going for the Metroid Prime randomizer. You can choose between the fusion suit or the default suit, and right now it is deadlocked. They're tied. $110.01 for each of these suits. So if you want to have a say in which suit we see later tonight, get those donations in. !D in the chat. Thank you.
Awesome. So that was the trick right there that you guys saw. It happened really quick. So game time was jumping on that platform up onto the left into that higher one, and we didn't even see the right half of that level. There's tons more left to see over there. So I'm going to take this time to kind of explain, right? We said any percent means 52 story levels as fast as possible. So what other categories are there for this game? So we also have all story trophies. So you get a trophy in each level if you meet 2 criteria. One, and you have to meet them together. One is that you collect all these bolts in the level that we can see game time not really going for, because going for them would be slower in an 8% run. Nice button push there. So you have to collect all of those in the level. And then the second thing, you get, if you guys draw your attention to the top right, you'll see this little timer and like this pizza looking like it's getting eaten, slowly turning into like a Pac-Man. You have to beat the level before that timer runs out to get what we call a flawless and receive that trophy. So that's one of our other categories. I'm going to take some time to kind of explain our final category as well, which is what we currently call all story trophies and challenge chips, which is a really long name to say basically 100%. So 100% means that we do this on all of these levels. We collect 10 secret challenge chips, which unlocks some secret stuff later in the game. And we beat all of the newly added bonus levels. So this is a really cool level. Backgrounds, again, like I can't emphasize how beautiful this game is enough. It's absolutely gorgeous. So what we're going to be seeing game time do here is avoiding all these enemies, very similar to like a Galaga, Galaxian, some of those arcade games that we see. Trying to destroy them and collect the bolts as quick as possible. We're probably going to see this end in about 55 seconds on this, which is an okay time. So these are our last 2. And then we're going to be moving over into the jungle for World 3. So, Lucky, I'm going to kick it over to you again, because we got a little bit of time before anything too crazy.
Sounds like a plan. This game is just absolutely stunning. My goodness, just the colors are so crisp and you're running it like a pro. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a great game. I definitely recommend it. It's definitely in the field of like a Super Meat Boy or something like that. It gets compared to Celeste a lot as well. All great games, but I really like this one. With a little bit of practice, anybody could do it, but it is challenging for sure.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm definitely seeing Super Meat Boy meet Celeste here.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah, now that you mention it.
Later. Yeah, we'll be getting another, we're going to be getting another upgrade later, and it is very reminiscent of the feather ability in Celeste. So excited to show that off, which is really cool. So right here, what we're seeing game time do a lot of is we have like these button pushes. 5, I believe.
5 or 6.
Keep me humble. And so each button, which is a reoccurring pattern that we have, and it becomes harder and harder, is that we have pressure buttons, so they are like timed for a certain amount. So once again, this game really does encourage speed running, because one, we have that timer just like antagonizing us, wanting us to go faster. Because I know as soon as I picked up this game, I had taken like a year and a half off from speed running, and I like started playing this. I'm like, I need to run it now. So it's super enjoyable, and one of the really cool things, I think Dinah, who's in chat, was talking about Scarp, who currently is the world record in this, and they do some crazy strats. You can look at every single run on the leaderboard, and no 2 runners run this game exactly the same right now. We're still like figuring out strats. The game's only been out for I think like a year and a half now. It came out like November of 23. So like a year and a half right now. So there's still a lot to be learned. I mean, we're still being speedrun world records in games like Deja Vu that came out in 1990. So there is tons of time to save. Great job there. And then this is our third power-up. So what we're going to see, for those GDQ fans, we're going to see these orbs here. So as game time hits him, it's going to give him a limited amount of basically infinite jump. So game time to get as much vertical acceleration as possible is going to be immediately smashing 6. I'm going for it. Is going to be smashing that as quickly as possible to get that vertical speed. And then those last for a couple of seconds, like a second. And so we'll be seeing those a lot as we go throughout this. And then one of the enemies that we got introduced to recently, 7. unfortunate death right there, right in front of the finish line, is these guys that have like little red laser lock-ins. And so once again, encouraging that speedrunning aspect is if they stay locked into you for too long, they will actually end up shooting this laser beam at you. And that last skip 2 levels ago, Game Time was able to just mash on those magnetic walls extremely fast and get a so close.
We'll get it. Oh my gosh.
I believe in you.
Okay.
Full faith.
There we go.
There you go. Nice. Well done. Get some hype in chat for that. So that's one of those other jumps, those Snoop jumps I was talking about, where we're doing that haptic jumping, getting that max speed. We're supposed to go left there. We skipped about a third of the level. We went right. So I think even with the miss, we were pretty much still on time. So that was really well done. And love to showcase on a stage. So definitely worth going for those tricks. All right, I think we got some more time. Again, Lucky or Game Time, if you have anything you guys want to put out.
I'm good. This is the hard part for me, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay, so you can be quiet so you can focus on this most excellent run, and I can tell you about some prizes, because we have prizes! We have 4 games that we're giving away, but we have Street Fighter 6, Resident Evil 4, and Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection 1 and 2, and Monster Hunter Wilds. So if you donate $5 throughout this event, that gets you into the draw to win one of those 4 games, and they are all excellent games. So I highly recommend that you get those donations in. And because I listed those off quickly, if you want a refresh on what it was I just said, you can hit !P in the chat to learn more about these prizes.
Nice. So this level, there is a more Pong-like secret in a different category of this, but this is probably like the closest kind of, once again, looking at like some of those upward Galaga shooters. It's mixed with kind of like a Pong where we're like moving a platform across. So we're just going to be moving through here, just shooting. So Lucky, if you got anything else, this is a great time for a few more.
Sure thing. Game Over Cancer is benefiting the Canadian Cancer Society all week long. Got tons of runs, 60 runners, 55 plus hours of runs. It is going to be incredible. This is really just the beginning. And like I said, we are raising money for the Canadian Cancer Society. 9 deaths. And these donations are helping to improve and save the lives of people with all types of cancer.
Awesome. I think I don't like the number that's honestly probably almost the most surprising with that is saying like 55 hours of speed runs, because our entire goal is to like run games as fast as possible, and we can still get 55 hours out of it. So great job putting on this event, getting so many people to come together. Really awesome stuff. This is our second out of third. This is our next transition. You guys might have saw the boss drop down, our space tarantula. There he is again, but we're just gonna disappear. So chat, say bye, Tarantula, because Game Time absolutely killed this level. Got through it. We barely even saw the boss. First try. That was absolutely beautifully done. All right, so like I said, right, we were moving into all of our transitions. So our first boss was that jumpy guy. Second transition was our flying level. Third transition was that boss right there. Ooh, doing some dicey stuff right here. I believe in you. Nice. Good dodges.
We got it. A little bit of improv.
Yeah, awesome. Nice save. All right. Oh my god, my heart skipped right there.
Me too.
But so now what we're moving into is Bad Bird's final stage. So what happened was we had our test facility. Bad Bird broke into it. He escaped with the plans to make ZX, so he's made an evil ZX. Which is our robot guy, our Mega Man almost looking blue robot, you know, another ode to our 80s nostalgia. And he built Avatari, a play on Avatar and Atari. And he ran off into his base. We've chased him through the jungle to his final moon base here, where we're seeing our 4th and final upgrade, which is our energy beam. Like I said, those who have played Celeste, this is very similar to that. I love Celeste. I played through all the A sides, all the B sides. I'll go back, get through C sides and Picto one day. But it very much feels the same as that Feather. So if you guys enjoy that, if you enjoy like these challenging, those challenging platformers, especially those 11, all good. It's for a good cause. Those challenging platformers where like you die and then you immediately, it's not like a high cost, right? You lose a couple seconds, you get to go through. This game definitely, I highly recommend. It's over on Steam. It's also on Switch for those of you that are interested, which is super awesome. It got its Switch release, I believe, early this year, late last year, so pretty new. So this is where Avatari, we get you not see him because we skip cutscenes because we're speedrunners. But we can, another perfect Snoop jump right there. Skipping over using that energy beam, which is really good. And now we're going to be approaching the hardest skip in this. Let's see, I have full faith. Oh, it's all right. We recovered. Unfortunately, it is about 5 or 6 near frame perfect inputs where you would have to not bonk. Anything like that is extremely difficult. Saves about 8 seconds. We gave it the go.
Oh, no.
We get another chance to showcase it, though. I have faith.
Oh my gosh, again.
The bonk. A little early.
It's okay. It's
yeah,
okay.
it's really hard because if you wait too long, like I literally mean, it is near frame perfect. I want to say it might be frame perfect in a few of the inputs because if you wait too long and you drop below 13, I believe, and we get another chance to show it, you'll be too low and you will not clear this area. And a little too low. And then if you go too high, you bonk, so it becomes very difficult. So really appreciate Game Time trying to showcase it. It is, like I said, this is probably the trick I tried and learned the longest. I did a lot of speedruns without that trick. And at that time, I was like still competing in like top 3 without it. And then we've just improved this time so much over the last year, honestly. I think Game Time had near world record at 21 minutes, and now we're down with Scarp, who's now broken the 18-minute wall. So it's absolutely incredible to see us shave 3 minutes off of a game. It was no easy task, and the community definitely came together. We share a lot of strategies. We also do compete in ILs, individual levels, so those are more approachable as well if you guys are interested, and we use in-game time. So you guys can, if you have any recording software, even your Switch 30-second play is enough to submit and become a speedrunner for this game, at least in ILs. So definitely join the Discord, check us out on speedrun.com, and help us try and find it. And then also, if anybody out there knows how to Taz and wants to show us the best path, that way, maybe our speedruns start looking a little bit more similar. We'd love to see what everybody has. These enemies in the center, I do want to showcase their really neat design. So you can see them, they're like a smiling Cyclops guy, and then every time they like grit their teeth really hard, they do that explosion, which is really cool. And then I don't know if I told you this yesterday or during practice game time, but I do not go for this during my run. I actually cheat my way out of this, and I use the little shortcut on the left. So this way is about like 2 to 4 seconds faster than my strat. So definitely props for you for going for this.
Oh, wow. I actually didn't know there was an alternate path, so...
The more you know.
Yeah. That must be with the update, then.
Something during... Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's for the secret. Nice. Still got it in under that game time. And what we're doing is, guys, you might see, guys, gals, non-binary pals, you might see your screen glitching right now. That is not a problem with the stream, I promise. That is the effects of Avatari trying to turn the world into a 1-bit world. So we'll keep seeing kind of like this glitch bleed into it. And we're getting really close. Like I said, right, 4 worlds. We're on the 4th world, so there's only a couple levels left. Which is, honestly, Game Time, you've been killing it, dude. This has flown by. Very impressive. Nice, right through there. All right, this is flashing lights warning just a little bit. We will see these explosions here. This level, really cool. Once again, just like, this game was meant to be sped run. 14, I believe. Because once again, right, we have these blocks that we see throughout that explode, and now we have to race before they get through it. So it's just, honestly, like I said, I like picked up this game and I just couldn't put it down. And I've just put hours on hours and hours onto it now. Oh, nice. Only a little scary there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Nice. So one of the things that we started seeing here is in our energy form, we're able to push these bombs. So we'll see a lot of strategy around hitting those in the right angle safely. There's some riskier strats, some harder strats, which is everything we're going to do. This is the trick that I had never seen before.
Yo! We'll do it. We'll do it.
I believe in you. Full faith. This is 100% for swag. Incredible. I didn't even know that you could do that. I have learned so much being able to commentate on this. It's definitely a really cool experience. So, Game Time, really appreciate you asking me to do this. It's been super enjoyable.
Hey, anytime.
But this is our second to last level. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of time just to do some shout outs. I do want to shout out W Radion, who is the first person who really helped set up the speedrun community for this. Was the first person showcased on a French stage. So we're slowly seeing BZZZT get more and more out into the world, which we absolutely love, and any opportunity. And like I said, if you guys are interested in running it, please join. Huge shout outs to Strizer, shout outs to Lucky, everybody that puts this event on. Since like 2018, tons of money's been raised, so super awesome. And this is our final boss. So the thing I love about this boss, we have Avatari in the center. They're a little bit stronger than us because they did get they're like mech in the true anime fashion. So they're in their little Gundam up there. And what we're going to be doing is using these pressure buttons that we talked about, where we're going to be going through, pushing all of these, which then destroy like his power crystals. But the thing that I do like about this game is, one, it's different than Mega Man, right? You never saw us shoot any lemons out there. There's no like actual like violence. It's all about using the upgrades that we get out. So we see Game Time, right, having to use those double jumps to avoid those, using our infinite orb jump here to be able to get up to these platforms. We see the dash to get from one side to the other side, and then that's right, we're going to be using, thread in the needle.
We're improving now. We're good.
Yeah, just a little bit. You're good. Where we're going to be using that energy beam, our final upgrade, to be able to beat this. That was terrifying.
I know.
But you survived it. Improv all the way. Yep, so we just got a few more, probably, I would say, I'm trying to estimate, probably about 30 seconds or so until we get to time. So just whoever's still on that timer, just be ready for it as we enter this final phase. Once again, I can't say it enough. Look at these backgrounds. I find it absolutely incredible. But what we're doing here is Avatari had their empathy blockers installed as well. So we're using our energy to access those empathy blockers and actually break them, short circuit them. So we're going around as this energy beam, and then these little hearts represent those empathy blockers. So time will be shortly after we destroy the last one, the top right corner, and we hit continue. So time's in like 3-ish seconds. Oh my goodness. And
that's time.
Awesome, great job.
Hey,
well done.
Thank you so much. Oh.
And then chat, I said keep me humble. So what was that final death count?
I think it was 14 or 15. Maybe someone in chat knows. I was having a hard time keeping up. I definitely died a few more times than I would like to, but it is for a good cause, so no stress there.
Yeah, I'm thinking 14 as well.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, $2 per death. So if anybody wants to join me in that, feel free to. Yeah, so the total will be $28 if my math is right there, but thank you so much for letting me do this. Thanks, Pi. Yeah, I can't thank you enough. Your commentating skills with this game are incredible, and seeing you do this and play it at the same time was one of the best showcases I've ever seen in my life, so I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks Game Over Cancer as always, Strizer. Thanks to all my friends and family. Thanks to my unborn baby that will be here soon. Thanks to my partner for letting me do this. This is kind of my final hurrah before I settle into fatherhood for the first time, so I'm definitely glad to wave goodbye. But I think that's all the shout outs I got. I'll let these credits play, and y'all can roll out of here whenever you're ready to go to the next one.
Well,
I will shameless plug as well real quick.
Sure.
Make sure you guys check out We're on twitch.tv. Join SRC, and then you can check me out as well at the Pied Piper on all platforms.
Thank you. Before I let you go, first off, congratulations on the new baby. And we have donations that I'd like to read. So we have $10 US from Raging Striker Gaming, who says, "Game time. Good luck on that run, my guy. You got this." And I think you did indeed got that. We also have $50 Canadian from Carter Freak. "Here's to the start of this year's GOC. Good luck to all the runners, and thank you for contributing towards an awesome cause." And on that note, thank you again for running. This was a great run. It was absolutely beautiful to see.
Thank you so much for having me.